What's up, guys? Welcome back to Umineko. We're going to start episode 30 now. I don't know why it doesn't automatically remove the lock for us, but it doesn't. So we kind of got to do that on my own. And if it's anything like the old other When They Cry games, aka Higurashi, because it's the only one that's released on Steam at this point, each revisit to this place, it'll be like shorter in explanation and shorter in introductions, probably. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, episode 30 now. Alright. It's probably going to have the usual intro that the episode 1 and 2 had. Actually, I watched the first episode of the anime the other day, and I think it shared the same intro sequence. I didn't compare them side by side, but it's pretty similar, if not the same. But yeah, I don't like the art style for the anime, probably just because I'm comparing it to the visual novel. But anyway, here we go. The vase was very beautiful and rich with history and value. Let me move my headset a little, okay? Even when I was young, as I was, it still forced me to take a deep breath when I witnessed this beauty. Of course, as I remember my grandfather's favorite collection, so that I didn't accidentally destroy its fragile beauty, I was always giving strict orders to never touch it. But that just made me want to touch it. It looked light and yet so elegant that just glancing at it gave it an indescribable sense of dignity. I wanted to see what it felt like to touch a vase like that. However, just as grandfather had said, it was a thing that shouldn't be touched. Something that's beautiful should never be touched. Such beauty can only dwell on something so easily broken. Because of that, just a brush of a finger by someone like me would. Just like a fun dream disappeared with a poof when you wake up, it disappeared, fell, and broke into pieces. I realized that because of my own foolish curiosity, I done something that shouldn't be taken back. No matter how much I regretted it, and no matter how much I apologized, the broken vase would not be returned in its original form. Grandfather would probably scold me, probably very harshly. I ended up breaking into tears of sobbing, frightened, and as I didn't notice something beautiful, lightly dancing gold butterflies were coming towards me. Who are we anyway? Jessica, maybe? Says she lives there. As our mysterious glowing golden dots shone in the air, the butterflies began to gather one at a time. Oh, it's Beatrice, that reliable golden witch had arrived. I mean, the gruesome witch. Come on. Whoa. Who's this chick? The butterflies kept gathering until they formed a cloud, and she was there. Who the hell is she? She was always there for me. Whenever I was in trouble, she always appeared and saved me. Okay, no one else in the game ever mentioned another witch, so... What? Whenever I was in trouble, she always appeared and saved me. Good day to you, Princess. Princess? Beatrice, so that's... Wait, what? Hick? Oh my, why are you crying so on a day so well suited for a tea party? I broke grandfather's precious vase. Wow, grandfather's gonna get mad at me. I don't know what to do, Hick. I see that it's worrying. The master really treasured this particular vase, didn't he? Oh, imagine how it will punish you even scares me, Beatrice. Grandfather was a very frightening person, and when he failed to follow something he said even once, he would become so mad with a rage that would make even the fallen angels in hell quiver. Since I knew that down to my bones, I couldn't do anything but tremble and cry. I possess no magic that can scoop up your fallen tears, Princess, but if you need magic that will prevent the master from scolding you, I might be able to manage something. Really? Yes, if you'd be gracious enough to believe in my power, Princess. The power I believe is the source of magic. Miracles only appear before those of great faith. I believe in your power, Beatrice, so please fix this vase. Please. If that is what you want, Princess, then leave it to me, Beatrice. When she extended her index finger, a golden butterfly softly landed there and changed its form into her favorite cane. But even that was enough to give me a small glimpse of Beatrice's wonderful and awesome magic power. She pointed her cane at the broken vase, and just like a child's lullaby, she began speaking the magic words. Come, try closing your eyes. I try to remember what form did you have. It was surely a very, very beautiful form. Please show me that form one more time. Were they words or was it a song? No, it had to be magic. After all, can't you see? The pieces of the vase are rapidly gathering together, gently turning to the place they had been on display, resembling to the original form. Incredible. See, no matter now, it's back to normal. This way you won't have to get yelled at by the master. Beatrice, you really are amazing. You can fix broken vases like it's nothing. That's not true. Returns and broken into its original form, and it's a very, very difficult thing to do. My magic can only make it remember what it once was for a short time. With the vase really turning back to the way it was, right? Correct, but that doesn't mean that vase has avoided its fate of being broken. All it did was temporarily keep the broken vase and remember its form before it broke. And now you're taking the high levels of magical power that might be used to restore broken fate to its original form. At the time, the high-pitched scream of our servant could be heard from inside the mansion. When I went to see what happened, I noticed that several of the servants had gathered and were cleaning up their hands at the broken vase. From what they say, I see the black cat sneaked in from somewhere and climbed into the vase, causing it to break. I understood the meaning of Beatrice's words. At the moment I broke the vase was broken. Beatrice let me see the vase being restored, but that was a temporary thing. It didn't mean she changed the fate of the vase being broken, and so the vase remembered its true fate and broke. However, the one who broke it wasn't me, but a cat that snuck in. That's right. Beatrice never said, let's fix the vase. She said, prevent the master from scolding me. The fate of the vase breaking hasn't changed, but the fact that I broke it certainly has. Beatrice cleverly saved me from danger with that magic. It's very easy to break something. After all, you didn't need the magic to break that vase, princess. Then it's fixing stuff really hard. It is. It's so hard they broke down crying, unsure what to do. Does that mean magic is easier to use when doing terrifying things? That breaking and killing is really easy, but fixing and reviving things is really hard. That's right. And with the magic, it's far easier to break and kill. That's why weak witches lose temptation and become intoxicated with gathering easy power for themselves, neglecting their true magical training. Real magic is power to repair, to revive, to summon happiness that has disappeared, to summon love that has grown cold, and it can even summon a smile to the face of a princess who has forgotten how. Then, Beatrice, since you managed to fix that vase, does that mean you're an incredible witch? My days of training are far from over. After all, I couldn't make the vase forget its fate for even an hour. I'm sure my teacher who taught me magic would have been able to restore the vase to its original form forever. So if I kept breaking and breaking, I should be able to fix it over and over again. Yeah, so when one reaches that level, they are considered to be an endless witch. That is an endless level that all witches ought to reach. We offer the utmost respect to those witches and call them by the title. An endless witch, that's right. To witches with the power to mend things endlessly, the concept of breaking doesn't even exist. They are released from all the sadness caused by losing things and promise eternal bliss. Certainly the human world is full of sadness caused by separation and loss. To escape that sadness, people pray to God and ask for the power to withstand their sadness, believing it to be a test. In other words, a human life is a journey, searching for a way to withstand sadness. In that case, a witch who could revive all things would be free from all sadness in the world. Simply put, that would mean eternal bliss. I wonder if I could become a witch like you, gain eternal happiness. You, princess. Ho, it's a long, long, difficult path, you see. I want to become a witch. I want to find happiness. Beatrice, I want to become your disciple. Do you have even a trace of doubt in that feeling? No. I want to become a witch, too. I understand. Then when you get tired of me, I will make you my disciple. Will you call me teacher? Yes, teacher. That's a good answer. Then from now on, learn the depths of magic along with me. I am also in training. Let's both learn the proper use of magic, doing our best to reach that blissful level. Yes, teacher. Wow, this is kind of weird. But is this like in the past or something? Maybe Beatrice was nice and looked different. I don't know. And before, never explained. Well, here's Beatrice now, so what's going on? Dream, that face takes me back. Or maybe she takes forms or something, I don't know. Unless which was it? That rank I've yearned for in the past as the highest possible achievement was now just another one of my titles. You might even call it my calling card. Every once in a while, being called that can be quite satisfying. Well, I guess that was back when she wasn't bored for being alive for so long or something, and she was nice, I don't know. And it trained so many days to achieve that rank. It'd be a bit of a waste if I never got the chance to appreciate it. Cackle, cackle. Shook her head lightly. If it's the highest possible level, that means there's nothing higher, an eternal dead end, the beginning of an eternal boredom. If I remember what teacher told me one is, it's the same as eternal bliss. That's what makes me think that teacher couldn't have ever had reached that level. Oh, maybe she was a student then. And she just took her name because that's all she knew. I don't know. Wow, this is just weird. Eternal bliss means eternal boredom, and that's the beginning of eternal torture, but it all depends on how you look at it. Eternal boredom is the same as a sketchbook that doesn't run out of pages. It means you can draw whatever you want. You can try as much fun as you want. Boredom is the worst sort of poison, which kills all witches. Even those great witches are given the title Lady, fear it. It's the eternal poison that tortures them because of the eternal bliss they've reached. Now I've earned the name of Endless Witch. I truly wish I could speak with teacher again. Is happiness really what lay at the end of our training? And just what is happiness? I wish I could talk with her about that now. Training has no end. When you think you've reached the eternal level, that's exactly the same to bemoan your own immaturity. I recall those words as though she'd answered me directly. Cackle, cackle. I see, so I'm immature, am I? How amusing, how truly amusing. Cackle, cackle. The sound of a painfully shrill laughter rang out. It was coming from my furniture. What, did they break their own toy again? Beatrice-sama, this guy stopped moving. And I haven't had nearly enough fun yet. What a pathetic man. But I haven't got a chance to play at all yet. Let me play. Be silent, filth. If you keep devouring him like starving dogs, of course he'll keep breaking right away, no matter how well Beatrice-sama fix him up. You broke him the most, Saint-Me. You just don't know what holding back means. My apologies, Beatrice-sama. Please forgive my stupid little sisters. Fix him quickly. I'm next. I must keep up that infernal racket. Eep. A single yell was all it took to make the noisy sisters of the Seven Sticks vanish. All they did was mess around, having as much fun as they want breaking him. They only come to me to clean up afterwards. Truly, this furniture never leaves me bored. Once the furniture hid themselves, all that remained was a sloppy mess, last remnants of a broken toy. It had no form. It's hard, even for me to remember its original form in this state. Better to make it remember for itself, perhaps. Oh well. I waved my golden pipe, then I spoke. I chanted. I made it remember. Come, try to remember. What form did you have? After all, right now you pretty much look like a huge lump of scrap meat. I have no idea which part is your arm and which is your leg. Unless you remember, I won't even be able to call it your face. Cackle, cackle. By the power of magic, the pitiful pieces of me began to remember what their form had been. Which part should go with which part, and where should join with where. That's right, just like that. No, you shouldn't be fingering the left hand. That's right, it's the right hand. That's good, cackle. Good morning. Have you woken up Ushimi, battler? How ironic that your true nightmare begins after you awaken. Wow. If you would just accept that my wish, you'll quickly wake up from this nightmare, and I'll send you to heaven. I am the king of Mount Purgatory. There's no escape from this hell without my approval. You call this hell? That's just useless. It's all useless. I'm a person who can still talk like that after experiencing the pain of death not once like any normal human, but more times I can count on my fingers. Cackle, this is why I never get bored. I never get bored of you. Yeah, no problem here. After all, I get my pick of those massive titney chants with dazzling asses in my harem. Thanks to that, I'm not likely to get bored for a while now. Cackle, cackle, that's splendid. Otherwise, I would get bored too. So my furniture, I fix them so you can play as much as you want. Thank you very much. Kill, all mine. I told you your turn's over. I'm next. Get away from me, moi. You want to focus in a battler? Come on, look how popular you are. Popular guys have it rough. Get online, freaks. If he just said obedient instead of acting tough, this would go much easier. Nah, he's good like this. His screams feel so much better. Okay, let's not break him so quickly this time. Did you all hear me? You weren't right in this show. Battler, come. Let's continue where we left off, okay? After they locked Jessica Chan's room with the master key, how did they return to the key to the corpse's pocket, which was inside the room? Well, maybe that's it. They used a fishing line or something, sending just the key into the room through the crack of the door. Yeah, wrong. So naive. All the doors that exist on the Rokonjima and none has a crack through which a key can slip. He was wrong, right? Okay, this time it's my turn. Where should I strike? Me, back of the hand. No fair. Okay, then I've got the back of his other hand. I'll take the tip of his nose. Wow, let me do it too. Let me strike too. Wow. Don't be so slow, Leviani. We've always done first come, first serve. Okay, I'll take the top of his foot. Wow, me too, me too. I'll take his shoulder, okay? Okay, your sister, right? Play nice with each other, okay? Cool. I can't believe you're still resisting. Why haven't you realized that your false courage actually gets us fired up? Say about false courage to being stubborn in my specialties. No matter how you all try to confuse the issues, I definitely won't accept witches and magic. Even though you can't explain anything with human tricks, are you stupid? Know your place. It's okay, we don't have to force him to accept it. Soon he'll want to accept it harder, accept it so hard he'll start crying. Even now he really wants to kneel down on the ground pitifully and beg for forgiveness. Oh, it's already broken. Beatrice-sama. Ah, well, since they know I can revive him over and over, my furniture won't even hesitate to break him. Good grief. Give eternal rebirth and eternal death that will, before the endless which Beatrice, all death and life has no meaning. Even death can come to the key to escape from the cage. Come, battler, remember your original form again. I'll toy with you to my heart's content, understand? I see, how truly pleasant to have a toy to play with for all eternity. Ah, could this be the endless bliss which is gained at the endless level? I see, yes, this bliss certainly is amusing. Cackle, cackle, I'll revive you over and over, and kill you over and over. Let's see what kind of murder play will unfold on the next game board. Come, bring it. Let the next game begin. Is Jimmy a battler? Yeah, and here's the intro that I'm pretty sure was the same as the animes, but I'm not entirely sure. Or pretty close to the anime, but without the sprites. Pretty sure they had the sprites on the opening for the first time around. But yeah, they didn't have the sprites on the anime openings. That wouldn't make any sense. But I don't know. I didn't compare them side by side. But either way, if it's not the same intro, then it's pretty similar. Although I think they really should have made a whole new intro for this, or replace these scenes right here with the sprites with like their new sprites. Like I said the last 2 times. I don't play with the original images, and I don't want to ever play with the original images. They were good for the time, but, you know, here we are like 10 years later from the original release. I think we should use the new sprites for everything. Because these are the sprites that the anime are based off of. Because I don't think maybe the anime, like, not too far after this was made. Or is the anime first and then the visual novel? No, first the visual novel first and then the anime manga. I'm not entirely sure. Welcome to Rokenjima. Dang, too bad Aniki hates cigarettes so much. Sorry, she's been pretty grumpy since last night. Please don't hold it against her. Rudolph and Hiyoshi went out onto deck and took out some cigarettes. Eva always hated the smell of cigarettes, but when she was in a bad mood, she got even more sensitive to them. When they decided to smoke casually until they reached the island, two of them had gotten yelled at to chase out onto the deck. Hideyoshi tried to use his lighter, but strong winds gave him some trouble. Rudolph took out a Zippo with a smooth gesture and let Hideyoshi borrow the flame. When did you start smoking cigarettes, Hideyoshi Nissan? Just after the war. In the beginning, I was rolling them. Then I started using what I sold. Wahaha. So you're already smoking when you met Aniki, but she's always telling you to stop. I never listened to her, so she started completely giving up on that. Wahaha, man gotta be stubborn in times like these. Hideyoshi left hurriedly, but Rudolph snickered. After being scolded by Eva, they escaped to the deck together with their tails between their legs. There was little doubt who had gotten her way in that exchange. She isn't usually so short-tempered. In fact, she's usually a more gentle, quiet woman. Every year she changes when this day comes. Is that so? To me, she looks just like Aniki. We've all known so long. That's just it. She's back to being Eva of the Ushirimiya family, but that ain't the Eva I know. Well, I know why she's grumpy. This family conference is going to be a pain. Got that right. There's that plan to threaten money out across Nissan. We may call it a family conference, but it's just going to be a sibling fight at this rate. Before the family conference, two of the siblings had made a secret pact without Cross. But they were all facing urgent situations. I needed a lot of money fast, and the only one that I could turn to was Cross, who spoke for the Ushirimiya head. And now that Kenzo spent his time shut up in his study. For a long time now, they vaguely sensed that Cross was taking advantage of the fact that Kenzo had lost interest in his own wealth. And they suspected that he started embezzling that wealth to suit his own purposes. Despite being disgusted by this, they turned a blind eye to it while everything was still going smoothly for them, but now that they needed money, they really couldn't afford to let it slide. Even asked Rudolph and Rosa to form an alliance, and they were now scheming to take that money away from Cross. Rudolph, calling both you and I our company presidents, were responsible for the livelihood of our employees. Rosa's a president too, well as a hobby. That's right, sorry. Basically, we all got responsibilities. Now that I thrown down the gauntlet in front of the executive board, I got to bring in the money. And if that means getting down on my knees or drinking mud. Same here. I can't betray the employees who trusted me and followed me for so long. That's why I need to get some money out across Nissan, even if I have to grab him by the neck. Aniki and Aniki have always been at each other's throats, and now she's got to challenge Aniki head on. It's no wonder she's on edge. So Eva really has had a bad relationship with Cross Nissan since long ago. As she talked about it, they were always at each other's throats. She never talks about the past, even when I ask. She probably doesn't want to remember. She's always been brainy and shrewd. Her grades were good, too. Compared to that, Aniki was just average. The simple fact that she existed would have been pressure enough, but she kept boasting about it and driving him into a corner. That fool. Why drive him into a corner so openly? I'd hardly call that shrewd. Haha, no kidding. Aniki regretted being born a woman, so she probably couldn't forgive Aniki since he was chosen to succeed the head just because he was a man. She always boasted that, letting him see that she's better at every little thing. Father really is an old-fashioned person. Gender discrimination was part of his system of values. I'll bet Eva's eagerness to prove herself made him dislike her in a bit. Made him dislike her a bit, okay. When you just say schooling for women is like sugar and black tea, the taste is dull and flat without it, but too much ruins the whole thing. Since he could still drink black tea without sugar, he was in effect since there was no need for women to study. That was infuriating worse, where what Nisa hurled at me in despair when I asked him to go to college, only to be denied by father. I protested that I needed to build up proper dignity and education as the oldest daughter in the Ushirimiya family, making college an essential next step. But when it came down to it, father and Nisa's answers were exactly the same. How conceited for a woman. I never taken the Ushirimiya name lightly, not once since I was born into it. And I've been even more careful not to take my father's name, Ushirimiya Kinso, lightly. Our family is an old one with many traditions, but it lost its wealth of business in the Great Kanto earthquake, pushing it into a brink at one point. That is when father took control of his ingenious talent, reviving it before even greater than I've been before. Not once did I forget that I was the daughter of that great Ushirimiya Kinso. That's why I always made every effort to become worthy of that name, any dignity worth of the Ushirimiya family, schooling, manners, and leadership. Even if I couldn't quite reach father's level, I'd deepen my knowledge in the economics and finance, trying to prove myself so I could be of use to him at any time. However, in the end, father never acknowledged my efforts. The father of a woman was only meant to support a man, and nothing further than that was permissible. When he realized that, I came to understand that it may have been as early as my childhood years, but I was going to have to wait until I grew up before I could truly accept it. Compared to me, you couldn't have set that cross for my other brother of 2 years, worked hard at all to become a deserving of the Ushirimiya family name. He told me that many times since my early childhood that he would naturally succeed father simply because he was born a man. He kept on repeating that as though it formed an incredible gap between us. I couldn't stand it, even though I always got better grades than Nissan, even though I became class president when he never mentioned more than vice president. Even so, Nisa was considered to be the appropriate successor to the Ushirimiya family just because he was a man. Of course, you could find gender discrimination everywhere in those days. No, it was even considered a virtue in that area. During that despicable time, people said that when a woman is born, she obeys her parents. When she gets married, she obeys her husband. And when she gets old, she obeys her children. But when was that exactly what turned to that on its head? And I kept trying to prove that was the most fit. However, I eventually realized that all my efforts I've been doing from the beginning. When you say schooling for women is like sugar and black tea that tastes dull and flat without it, but too much ruins the whole thing. What did you mean by that, Nissan? Just as there are roles that only make it feel there are only also roles that can only be filled by women, correct? I do believe giving birth to children, raising them, and supporting the master of the house are roles that can only be filled by women. I trying to say there's no need for a woman to work or study. I wouldn't go that far. Talking to an unschooled woman is tiring and nothing more. However, when women are even more tiring when they're too smart, I do believe that woman as violently sort of as you would bring no end of hardship to her future husband. I'm trying to say that a woman has to marry and hide in the shadow of her husband. That's none of your business. Though you're my younger sister, I can look up to you for the respect you hold for my father, or for father, and your desire to become a woman worthy of him. Even I am capable of feeling respect for such a noble sentiments. That's just disgusting. What's this about noble sentiments? I call that flowery prose coming from you. Are you pretending to be the head already? The decision that I should succeed the headship has been established from the very beginning, and you seem to be laboring under the illusion that you might become the head, hence the useless reckless efforts you expanded thus far. Reckless efforts? Is it really that bizarre for me to say I want to go to college? Yes, it is bizarre. You undoubtedly are the oldest daughter of the glorious Ushiramiya family. One day you will support that family crest by being wed to the partner most valuable for father. However, the excessive learning is not what's being asked of you. What you need are gentle feelings that will allow you to care for your husband, the ability to handle housework, and a humble demeanor that will reflect well on the master of your household. These are all skills you lack utterly. In the end, can you really call yourself a suitable daughter of the Ushiramiya family? I had no intention of being some secluded lady. I just want to become the person who is capable of assisting father at his work. And sure you do so, and I may not be fitting an Ushiramiya family daughter. What is it with you? You're still a menace even at your age, and you never learned how to wear makeup in a way that will please men, much less how to cook and do housework. I have even been learning how to brawl. So that's rude. The martial arts aren't brawling. They're a perfect way to train and discipline the mind. And when it's needed, I take more than enough care to act as a woman should. What are you trying to say? That women should be slaves who work for a man, so I must be so forward? It isn't elegant to say it out loud. But I think a few unpleasant words are necessary in order to correct your mistakes. Let me say it plainly. Women exist to serve men, and men exist to provide for women. A woman's job is to protect a man's back, to protect his house, and raise his children. Most women realize this without being told. They realize this on their own. But even after all these years, you still haven't realized that about yourself. So I decided to clear away that misunderstanding for you before you leave this family. You ought to thank me. This is an insult to all women. No way, I never thought of myself as a woman, and I've never depended on anyone because I'm a woman. How am I inferior to you, Nisa? In grades and accomplishments and everything, I'm better. So how can you look down on me when you have nothing I lack, except the fact that you're a man? It's about knowing one's places. Every day I will be raised with the readiness of one who will be head, and the furniture of preparation will surely be essential. But you're different. Oh, future, not furniture. My bad. Anyway, but you are different. Even though you will marry and lose your Ushiramiya family name, you're being trapped by this unnecessary illusion. What's your complaint? Even if you had been born a man, the successor to the headship still probably wouldn't have been you. Why are you so unsatisfied that you insist on attacking me even now? What's my complaint? You say, Nissan, you're always like that, looking down on me because you'll succeed the head, even though, What's my complaint? You say, I've got a billion of them, grudges, hard feelings, humiliations I'll never forget, to keep bloating through the back of my mind. They all built up at the same time, coming out my throat a shameful moan. What's all this noise? God isn't the only one who knows silence is virtue. Father, Father. He probably overheard our sibling fight. Father entered with a clearly unhappy face. Cross, are you fighting with your siblings again? Why don't you have the dignity to act as a leader for your brothers and sisters? How shameful. I'm embarrassed to hear this from my eldest son. In a flash, he struck across his face. I read myself to be struck in the same way, but I wasn't hit. My apologies, Father. Dignity is the only thing you lack. There's much more. You're immature in everything. Even so, you pretend like you're an adult. Realize that it's 100 years too early for you to talk like that and devote yourself to your studies. Don't make me lament my son's incompetence anymore. Yes, I will continue to strive so that I can become a person worthy of succeeding you, Father. It was as though those words directed at me. Even when he was being yelled at by Father, he was still bragging to me about how he was special, about how he was a successor. I just couldn't stand it, and finally spoke what was on my mind. Even though I realized that it would be improper for a member of the Ushiramiya family to do such a thing. Father, please tell me how I am inferior to him. I tried so hard to study, so hard to become a person who won't bring shame to your name. Please tell me how I'm inferior. How can I prove myself enough to earn your acknowledgement? That again, how many times do I have to say it before you understand? I expect nothing from you. Women should be women. Just learn how to cook and sew. You aren't prepared at all as a woman. And you, I don't see a trace of my mindset need to serve one's husband or to earnestly devote oneself to a man's needs. What good are you as a woman? Don't you realize that you're a daughter of the Ushimiya family? And yet you only want to learn things so that you can act like a man. Your duty is not to imitate Cross. Don't you even understand your own duty? As a member of the Ushimiya family, I won't bring shame to your name. That's what you're already wrong. Your duty is to marry out of the family and bring me a man who is profitable to me, and then you will devote yourself to your husband, give birth to children, multiply. Be a good wife who brings praise to your husband's family. Just what is it that you can do to please a man? Do you think you can make tea? Do you have any talent in cooking? You have nothing. All you've done is try to mimic Cross, haven't you? Cross will succeed the Ushimiya family. If you are unsatisfied with that, then you are disobeying me. Are you saying you'll refuse to listen to what I say, even though you're my daughter? Get out. You're disinherited. I won't let you call yourself an Ushimiya. Disinherited. Ooh, cough, cough. Father, hang in there. Please calm down. Could you be down some water? Yes, immediately. Eva, leave this place. He doesn't mean what he says. I will calm him down. Cough, cough. Disinherited. If you won't listen to me, you're disinherited. Cough, cough. Father was coughing pretty badly, and Nissan patted his back, as if it was his duty that it was naturally his. It was so vexing for me to let him take a duty all for himself right within. If I carelessly approached Father at this moment, then I would probably be the one to get hit next. However, I fiercely tried to approach Father's back. Genji blocked me. Eva said perhaps it would be better if he stepped outside for an hour. The master is not in a good mood today. But cough, cough. Why are my children so incompetent? Cross is lacking in dignity. Eva is always a stubborn tomboy. I have no son who's like a man, and I have a daughter who's like a woman. Where did I go wrong raising them? Why can't she win, and where did I go wrong? Master, you haven't done anything wrong. Cross someone has grown into a sturdy son, and Eva someone to a lovely daughter. You haven't made any mistakes. How can you say that? What's so lovely about her? Far from a lady, she's always acting like a man. Cough, cough. Disinherited, cough, cough. Father, that's just what I'm always telling Eva. Eva has promised that she will change the heart and act like a lady. Couldn't you postpone that decision for just a little longer? Who's a lady? Disinherited. Go quickly, do this to me. Cross gave me a look telling me that. I take the wrong path, just like Father and Nissan said. True, I never studied how to be a lady. Everything I've learned was done in the hopes that I could help Father someday. But is this really true? Haven't I always been trying to compete with Nissan, with whom I'd had a bad relationship since I was a young girl? Because I wanted to steal his position as successor and show him a thing or two. Every chance he gets, Nissan tells me that men should be manly and women should be womanly. I've been tormented by this unfair discrimination just because of my gender, something people are born with and can't do anything about. I resisted and devoured into this very day to study and prove that I'm not inferior despite being a woman. But that doesn't mean my love of learning comes entirely from a stupid complex I've got against Nissan. Father wanted me to become a lady whom he could go out in public and not be embarrassed. Did I betray his hopes, earning grades, and threatening Nissan just to satisfy a child of resentment? Okay, so is this young Eva? Like, really young Eva? She looks like she's 12. I don't know. That's not it. You swore to me saying I would become the successor to the Ushimiya family. You. The one whispering to me was the me of my years as a young girl born inside my heart on the day I made that oath. That's right, she was my only ally. When things got difficult, when I felt like I was about to get crushed by it all, she would always quietly appear and support me. When I ran into roadblocks and despair, she would always appear and support me. When I grew up and the memories of my childhood years faded, I also started to forget my conversations with her. I, Ushimiya Eva, will definitely become the head of the Ushimiya family. And I'll triumph over that irritating and arrogant Cross. On that day, we promised to do our best together to achieve that. That's right, we promised. On that day, I promised I would become the successor to the Ushimiya headship. On that day, when I had overcome with sadness, wondering why I was even alive, you appeared from inside me and lent me your strength. Father didn't accept me. I wanted to teach Nissan a lesson. I believed that doing this would let me say goodbye to the wretched creature I once was. For a time, I truly believed that my life had no purpose other than to be looked down upon Nissan. It's painfully just remembering those days. There a wound, a crack inside my heart. She taught me how to sew up that wound. I turned my anger into effort and improved myself, trying to become a person more worthy of headship than Cross was, trying to triumph over him by making Father accept me. It was my perfect revenge. I was vaguely aware that a woman couldn't possibly become the family head, but I thought that maybe if I could prove myself valuable enough to overturn that premise, then surely even Father would select me to be his successor. If that happened, I'd be able to have the greatest and most perfect revenge against Nissan, who's always acting like his succession to the headship is completely inevitable. That's right. If we can manage that, the wounds in our heart will be healed. We promised each other to do our best until that day comes. Now you're saying you're going to break that promise? Scum. Coward. If only you just give up and die. Even though she looked like me as a kid, she was still another me. Her tongue was sharp because it was mine. It makes me pretty mad hearing that even for myself. You have no right to speak of me like that. And then I use that anger to fuel our learning. Changing anger into power is my magic. I've saved you from a bunch of tight spots with that power. Then you succeeded when you shouldn't have. As long as you have any magic, there's nothing that you can't do. That's right, anger has always been my driving force. I wonder when it was I forgot that. If you can remember me again, that magic will become ours once more. Come on, let's turn that anger into power and study even harder, okay? I know we still got a lot to learn. Let's go to college, study more and more, get excellent grades, and drive across into a corner. That guy acts like we're nothing, but I'm sure he feels pretty well cornered inside. If only he just learned his place and die. If he did, we would become the head. Rudolph won't take the job. That kid can't go against us. Stop that. No matter how much more I study, Father won't accept me. Why not? Father told me to be womanly because I'm a woman. No matter how hard I try, Father wouldn't have passed the headship on to me. Even if I had been born before Nissan, no matter how much effort I put in, I couldn't become anything more than a woman. I won't be acknowledged. Nissan doesn't try at all, but I can't surpass him. He'll look down on me forever. Father and Cross are the worst kind of male supremacists. If only they just die. She cursed them for my sake. Words that I couldn't say so easily she said for me. Even though I understand that she's just another part of myself inside of me, I feel like she's the only ally I have who can sympathize with me. However, while sympathy might do a lot to calm my heart, it won't do anything to improve my current situation. In the end, she can only console me for however long it takes me to be rejected by reality before I finally accept it. Thank you, you've done enough. Now that it's come to this, I'll become such a good lady that it'll shock even Father. I'll find an excellent man that Nissan can't even compare to. You can't do that. She's rejected my timid thoughts. I understand, because she is me, I understand. Our Father says that he won't let a woman succeed the headship now, but even just a rule, that's just a rule Father made up. Since he had made it, he can get rid of it. Human feelings could change far more often than the number of sand grains on the beach. Cross is such a stupid man that Father's eventually going to realize it, even if we don't prove it for him. When that happens, a wall that separates a man from a woman will be demolished by Father himself, who set up in the first place. That day will surely come. How can he be so sure? Because that's my magic. If you just believe that this magic will surely summon a miracle, the basis of my magic is nothing more than your believing heart. If I use this magic, then surely I will never have to die until the day I die. That'll eventually become my head. The head. But I don't know if that's the right thing for you to show me at Eva. Maybe I should aim to become the kind of lady Father wants, someone who could proudly participate in high society. And if I'm reborn, maybe Father will change his opinion of me. Maybe I can find my own lifestyle, just as Nissan has found his. Anyway, I just can't imagine my stubborn father choosing a woman like me as a said, especially if it means skipping over Cross. You don't believe me? I was just thinking, maybe I can't succeed the headship as a woman. I can have a child. Nissan still isn't engaged. If Nissan is able to father a child and I give birth to one, then would that make my child the next head after Nissan? In other words, wouldn't that mean the same thing as stealing the headship from Nissan? Are you serious? Yes, I'm serious. True, I've always been set to bend to resolve. I have since childhood. It pains my heart to betray you, my younger self, but this is my most realistic option. Are you throwing away your dreams and me as well? I'm not throwing anything away. I'm an adult, and the day has come for me to part ways with you. That's right. Eva's already become an adult. She's even forgotten how to use magic, and now she's a mother of a single child. First, she forgot all about how magic can grant one's own dreams, and now she's forcing those dreams onto her son. Even though Father and Cross ruined your life, you're trying to push your dreams onto your son, ruin his life. Is that what you call being an adult? George is a son I'm proud of, one who won't embarrass himself no matter where he goes. The dream I wasn't granted might become true for George. Jessica's a delinquent in both their grades and behavior, and she's a woman. If only Jessica would step down, George would become the heir. Even saying it was painful. Am I just forcing my own regrets into George? It said like that, any direct look on Jessica with scorn. Was I just horrible for hitting her with the same words that caused me so much suffering? I understand. The desire to triumph over my brother is part of my own personal revenge. I can't use George for that, so I'll take revenge myself. I have a plan to cheat Nisa and I have some money. With Rudolph and Rosa as my allies, I'll surely be able to get back at him. In any case, I'm sure that Nisa is embezzling father's assets. What a boring plan. Why don't you just give up on that and cry yourself to sleep? We'll become the family head. Don't mistake what your dream is. Believe me when I say it'll definitely come true. Believe in my magic. If I believe, I wonder if any power will draw on that magic. It will. My magic can grant any wish with certainty. I'll believe so much. Create a miracle with that magic. If you don't, the hole in my heart will never heal. Okay, then listen well. Listen to my magic words. And I understand if we can solve the riddle, we can become the Shimmy family head. So lend me your ears and listen carefully. Behold the Sweetfish River running through my beloved hometown. You who seek the Golden Land, follow its path downstream in search of the key. I wonder if, I'm going to just say this real quick, even if the text appears. I wonder if the original release of this was released into multiple parts. Before and how long it is. And like how at the beginning of this, Beach was like, oh, let's see how the next game board goes or whatever. I mean, was the original visual novel released into 4 parts? Or was it just one big one like this? Because, I mean, why would each episode we do have, its own intro and all that? Unless it's just, supposed to be a reminder or something. I don't know. I don't look too much into this stuff. I just know it was related to Higurashi, so I bought it. It's kind of too late to say that, but, Anyway, I'm not going to worry. Just like Higurashi, I can't look too much into this stuff because it gives me more questions than answers. Anyway, Iwa and Nissan looks like we're about to revive, and Hikari shook her shoulders. Iwa jumped in and woke from her doze. I'm sorry. I was half asleep. Sorry to scare you. And Iwa, you were out cold. Did you get up early this morning? Maybe I'll let you all see something embarrassing. I'm sorry. Well, I'd say it's pretty impressive you were relaxed enough to sleep. Battle kept yelling, we're gonna fall, we're gonna drown, can't get bored with this guy around. Shut up. All humans have at least one thing they're weak against. Battle and Jessica came in messing around. Rudolph also made a face as if asking, are you okay? Get a hold of yourself. When you see that and the rest, all that sleepiness will go right out the window. Let's all give it our best, alright? Alright, okay. That's right. We have to keep it together, especially this year. That's it. Let us all tighten our assholes and go. Rudolph said these strict words in a small voice that only Eva could hear. Failure would not be tolerated in this year's family conference. All their companies were hanging in the balance. Even Rudolph's face looked a little tense. Eva's expression probably looked tense as well. Mom, I have our luggage. Let's go up on the deck. Thank you. You really are considerate, George. Why are you thinking me so suddenly? It sounded like you, Mother. Eva, George, we're there. Grab our luggage. Ew, we're there. Giggle. Hey, Mariah, stop running on your trip. You see, Mariah was already getting excited as she ran circles around Hideyoshi, escaping from Rosa, who was trying to catch her. What trick is it, Mother? Do you feel sick? George, take our luggage and go on ahead. Your mother's probably feeling anemic, whatever. So I'll lend her a hand. Really? Okay, I'll head out first. Something odd in Eva's expression told Hideyoshi that it had been a pleasant awakening, so he made George go on ahead. Rudolph's family and Rosa's family also went up in the deck, leaving Eva and Hideyoshi inside the boat. Eva had a vague expression on her face, as though she still hadn't been able to escape from her daydream. What's wrong? Why the meek face? I wonder if I'm using George as my tool for my own revenge. I wonder if my childish hostility towards Nisa has caused me to treat that child's life like a toy. What have I done? What have I... That isn't true. George is our wonderful son, and he'll always perform admirably wherever he goes. Even if you let your own hopes get in the way a bit, everything turning out okay in the end, hasn't it? You haven't done anything wrong. In fact, George is grateful for strict discipline you gave him, right? Really? Hey, really? George does think I'm a terrible mother, does he? Does he? He's never said anything like that, not even once. You're just worrying too much. Hideyoshi-sama, everything has left the boat. Oh, did you lose something? Do you need a hand? Kumaso had to come check on them when they hadn't gone up to the deck. Hideyoshi hid Eva behind his back so that her expression wouldn't be seen. Yeah, sorry, my necktie pin just got a bit crooked. We're fine, we'll be out in a sec. Wait outside for us. Is that so? Then I'll wait outside. Even though she didn't really understand Kumaso, I realized that something had come up and disappeared so that she didn't cause them. Oh, she didn't trouble them further. If they stayed here any longer, they would probably make everyone else worried too. It's about time to go. We'll only make George and the rest worry. George really doesn't despise me. Yeah, nothing of the sort. In fact, he's very grateful. Did you have a nightmare again? Yes. Hideyoshi knew that Eva was often tormented by nightmares, and they always grew more marked in the days leading up to the family conference. Hideyoshi knew that Eva's relationship with Cross was still full of antagonism to the point of being traumatic, and that she couldn't let go of the feelings she had as a child. That was a dream. I'm with you now. If I grasp your hand like this, the dream will go away. Alright? Look, I'm holding tight. That hurts. Thank you. I'm fine now. Let's get off this boat. Yeah, let's get off the boat. Everyone's waiting for us. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I yelled at you. About smoke from the cigarettes just now. Come on, you normally wouldn't apologize for sort of thing. You're all thrilled after having that dream. Don't worry about it. I was wrong for not realizing that the smoke was affecting you. Have you started to hate me? No way. Well, if I hated you after something like that, we wouldn't have lasted 3 days. Come on, stand up. Let's get off the boat. Hideyoshi-sama, Eva-sama, is everything alright? Are you not feeling well? This time it was Goda. He looked like they kept everyone waiting for too long after all. Even Eva had to stand up with grumbling now. She had to stop forcing her bad mood onto her husband and causing him any more trouble. Because that was something a good wife would do. Is everything okay? It's a matter in concerning your health. That show called Dr. Nancho. Thanks, but I'm just feeling a little anemic. I'm fine now. It's a woman's disease. Don't worry about it. Well, come on, don't say stuff like that in front of people. It's embarrassing. Oh, sorry. Eva elbowed Hideyoshi in the gut. By that time, her normal expression had returned, which allowed Hideyoshi to relax a little. The bright sunlight outside almost made her dizzy. A small plank for getting off the boat was lowered, and Godo was waiting there, smiling, ready to lend them a hand. Please, Eva-sama, your hand. Thank you. Welcome to Rokkenjima. Welcome back. Huh? When she left the boat, it seemed Eva as though she heard the voice of your young self. No, it hadn't seemed that way. Someone had told her, welcome back, after becoming a shameless adult. The voice of her young self was distant. What am I living for? What can I do to release myself from this obsession? Hideyoshi heard her talking to herself. When Hideyoshi held on tightly to Eva's shoulders, her firmness alone told her that there was no need to say any more. Maybe it was because the typhoon was getting closer. The lively cries of the seagulls, which usually greeted them when they arrived, couldn't be heard at all. Okay, how long have we been doing this for? Okay, guys, well, I think it's a good stopping point. It's like in between my short videos I've done and in between the long videos. You know, the short ones were like 30-something minutes, but my long ones are roughly an hour. So, this is like in between those two. So, I think it's a good stopping point. And because it's already 11 at night, I want to watch the latest episode of Scream. You know, the MTV Scream Season 2 finale tonight. I'm going to go ahead and watch it after I upload this. But this looks pretty nice right here. I want to see what this is first. It's Battler. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later.